Hello, Mark Satterfield here. I'm founder and CEO of Gentle Rain Marketing, and welcome to Internet Marketing Made Easy, the only three things you need to do. Now, I'm of the opinion that we make marketing, and specifically internet marketing, way too complicated. And as a result, most people wind up not doing any kind of marketing at all, or they flip from bright new shiny object idea to the next bright new shiny object idea, but unfortunately they never achieve any results. And what happens? Well, you get frustrated, and that's understandable. And unfortunately, people go back to getting all of their new business from occasional referrals or perhaps a little bit of word of mouth, but they never really end the feast or famine business cycles, nor does their business ever really reach its potential. So let's end all that. What I want to do over the next few minutes is to walk you through the only three things you need to focus on and how to implement them. Because ultimately, it's your ability to implement that makes the difference between success and failure. And the reality is, hardly anyone implements much of anything, which is why the failure rate is so high. So let's go ahead and get started. Thing number one is that what you want to do is you want to make a really hooky offer to everyone who comes to visit your website. Okay, so what do I mean by that? Here's what a hooky offer is. If you ever gone to the grocery store and then you're standing in line, you're waiting for that lady in front of you to get that exact change out of her purse, don't you just hate that? Or of collecting all of those 2-cent off coupon that she's been collecting in some envelope somewhere. So anyway, as you're sitting there getting slowly more and more frustrated, your eye goes to the rack of magazines and tabloids that's usually to either side of the cash register. And typically what you see is something like Cosmopolitan magazine, and there'll be a headline on Cosmo. And this is from a very recent one, 9 Ways to Look Hotter Naked. And then there's Men's Health magazine, 7 Badass Ways to Defy Your Age. And then there's also Psychology Today, How to Lie and Never Get Caught. I've got to read that. That sounds kind of cool. But the point is, these are all hooks, and they have one purpose and one purpose only, which is to get you to pick up the magazine. Now, you need the same thing for your website. You need a great hooky article, video, audio, something that gets people excited, curious, and interested, and makes them want to request it. But I know what you're going to say. I'm not in a sexy business. Okay, but you're missing the point. The key to a hooky offer is that you understand the needs, hopes, wants, and desires of your specific market. And my bet is that you know those already, but you may need a bit of help identifying them. So let me help. I'm going to make you an offer of a free strategy consultation with me a bit later on. And there's a bit of pre-qualification that needs to take place before we talk. It's nothing huge, but I do need to make sure that you're serious about elevating your business. But if we do talk, I'm also going to send you my needs, wants, and desires profile system. And this is a really cool tool that you can use to pinpoint the precise issues that frustrate the heck out of your prospects. And what that does is it enables you to then create hooky, great free offers that have huge curiosity factors. And I'm going to send it to you free when and if we talk, but more about that later. So thing number one is create the great hooky free offer. Let's go ahead and move to thing number two. Thing number two is what we call the soap opera follow-up. Okay, now we've gotten the attention of your visitors, and they've given us their contact information in exchange for the hooky free offer. Now what we want to do is we want to convert idle prospects into paying clients. And to do that, we need the soap opera follow-up sequence. So what's that? The gold is in the follow-up. When people fill in the form to get the Hooky free offer, that info goes into what's called an autoresponder. Basically, it's an inexpensive web-based service that enables you to send out follow-up messages. That's where the soap opera sequence comes in. The mistake that most people make in their follow-up messages, if they send any of them at all, is to focus way too much on educating their readers. Rather, what you want your prospects to do is to visualize the benefits they'll get by working with you. And the soap opera sequence does just that. So here's how to create them. The goal with these messages is again to hook the reader. Walk them down the yellow brick road until the only logical choice they can make is to work with you. Now, without going into a huge amount of detail, creating these messages is easy, and the tool you use to do so is the needs, wants, and desires tool I referenced earlier, which brings us to the final thing, getting people to your website. This is otherwise known as traffic, and quite frankly, there's a lot of ways to get people to visit your website. You can do advertising, both online as well as online, places like Google AdWords. You can do direct mail, you can do speaking, you can do PR, the list goes on and on. But there's one method that's the best. And by best, I mean the method that creates the greatest credibility for you and your services. The method that positions you as the true expert in your field. It's the one that gets you visibility in the place people go to first. And you may guess, I'm referring to natural search listings. So what exactly are these? Well, if you do a Google search, what do you see? At the very top of the page and down the right-hand column are the ads. Well, they're effective. People click on them. But anyone can buy an ad. There's no particular credibility that comes from running an ad. In fact, there are a lot of people who will purposely avoid ads because they've been ripped off by scam artists. What people click on the most are the natural search listings, otherwise known as SEO. These are the listings that appear in the prime center part of the page. And Google takes who gets on that first page very, very seriously. What Google wants is for people to have a great experience when they search for something. Thus, they only want the most credible sites on the first page, which means when you're on the first page, you have a level of instant credibility. Visitors are positively predisposed when they come to your site. So, how do you get on the first page? Well, the rules have changed, and they continue to do so. But there's two primary methods. First of all is content. This is basically what appears on your site. And second of all are links. And when we talk about links, what we're talking about is who's linking to you. Now, in all honesty, it takes a bit of work to set up an effective SEO strategy. But if I was going to choose among all the options for getting highly targeted visitors to your website, this would be where I'd focus. So let's summarize. There's really only three things to focus on. Number one, your Hooky free offer. Number two, your soap opera follow-up sequence. And number three, driving targeted traffic to your website, and I'd recommend an SEO. Now, everyone's needs are different, which is why I want to make you this offer. It's the complimentary strategy session. And in this session, it'll last about 45 minutes. We're going to review your goals, review your website if you have one, take a look at your marketing materials, and at the conclusion, I'll not only give you great actionable advice that you can begin to implement immediately, but I'll also send you a copy of our Needs, Wants, and Desires tool so you can begin to create your Hooky free reports and your soap opera sequence emails. Now, unfortunately, I can't talk with everyone. I need to limit the free strategy session to those who are really serious about taking their business to the next level of success. So if you're interested in my offer, which I hope you are, I need for you to answer the following questions. In an email, tell me what business you're in, Tell me how long you've been doing it. Tell me what are the primary methods or method you're using to attract new business. Tell me what the major challenge is that you face, and send those answers to me. You can send them to mark@gentlerainmarketing.com, along with the best phone number to reach you. Remember, attracting consistent streams of new clients doesn't need to be difficult, expensive, or time-consuming. All you need to do is focus on 3 simple things. I hope you found this helpful, and I look forward to speaking with you soon. Bye for now.